it's been another week. We are back in the office, back from the flea market update last week, and I had to get the camera and microphone set up for an interview I did with a sixth form student over Google+. There's a link to that in the do's, but since I have the microphone set up, which I don't usually do, record, okay, got our Marantz, our little professional recorder here, sync, check, 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 check. Oh yes, okay. I want to talk to you about how we never let projects go. Things keep coming back. Whoops. That we did last summer. I sent Whoops out to some film festivals just because I wanted it on IMDb. Because I have a buddy named Maddie, who's a really great actor, really great guy, and I've only ever cast Maddie in non-name roles, and I wanted to have Maddie have a name role in something that I wrote and directed on IMDb. So Whoops is now up on IMDb as a short. It needs a poster though, and to be viewable. But I changed Whoops from what it is on YouTube to the film festival submission. I want to talk about how I changed it, what I changed about it, and why. The biggest change was actually in the conversation between Maddie and Craig and Carlin at the bottom of the ravine. Here's what it was.
I didn't do this. Do you have a phone?
Paul?
Hey, man.
Oh.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm just gonna...
Please.
And here's what it is now.
I didn't do this. Do you have a phone?
Paul?
Oh.
Hey, man.
I'm just gonna...
Come on, man. Come on. Please.
The pacing of that conversation always bothered me. Their interactions were paced very well on the day in the ravine, but the way that I had to edit in all of the inserts extended the pacing of that to a place where I don't think it played right. So by getting rid of that shovel shot, the close-up on the shovel when he throws it down kind of solidifies what they were doing there. But the pacing between Craig and Carlin makes the rest of that scene play more naturally, and I feel like re-editing where Maddie was responding to Craig and Carlin also worked better in the context of the pacing of that exchange. And just that change made me like the short a lot more. It felt less manipulated, just the pacing in there. That was the major change. I also did two more things. One, in the YouTube short, the introduction of Carlin's character starts with a low-angle track in on the car. I took out the track and just have a low-angle shot on the car. I did that because at the time, I thought the tracking in was a little bit more dynamic. A push-in is always a good way to intro a scene, but her character is so stuck and stationary in that moment that the track-in doesn't work for me. She's stuck. Stop. There's no movement in her storyline right now. And then the only other thing I took out was insert of the seatbelt. When David buckles his seatbelt, it tells me the fact that he's buckled is important. There's a close-up of him buckling his seatbelt that's going to come into play. It was too much of a give to what was going to happen at the end for me. So I took that out and had the cut happen on him closing the door. So it's a nice kind of auditory cue to the next cut. But that's what I did to Whoops. I just thought it was interesting. Months later, I changed these three things about the short, and it actually made it shorter. Tightened it up and made it shorter, so I extended the credits a little bit more. Get a little bit more of that awesome song by Vienna Ditto. Vienna Ditto is very nice. They are a British band. I corresponded with them, and they said, yeah, sure, go ahead, use it. And I got to use a little bit more of that song for the end credits, like this. Man, I dig that song big time. Vienna Ditto's awesome. You should check them out. I'll put them too if you want to go link hunting. This week on Pops, I have been very busy reorganizing some scheduling. I had to rewrite an entire sequence, which we were going to shoot last weekend. Last minute, that didn't work out. So I rewrote a whole new scene, which I think is more fun than the previous scene. Sometimes these necessary rewrites lead to a better scene. I did that rewrite, sent it out, rescheduling that, and I've also been doing a lot of editing as well as visual effects. And normally what I like to do, or what I have done since the beginning, is edit from the beginning of the episode all the way through. Like adding little effects here and there as I go, kind of like just beginning to end, smoothing it out. I haven't been doing that this time. I've been editing. I edited a large block of the front. And now I've been working on the effects, going back and doing some editing, working on more effects back so that I don't get too stuck in any element of the process. That's what's going on with Pops this week. I will see you guys next week. That's the Pops logo. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you